Today, we're diving into the top 5 most valuable 1976 bicentennial quarter-dollar coins and the amazing history behind them. If you've got one of these in your collection, it could be worth way more than 25 cents. First up, the 1776 to 1976. Bicentennial quarter dollar is one of the most iconic and widely recognized commemorative coins ever released by the United States Mint. Issued to celebrate the 200th anniversary of American independence, this special coin was not just a part of American currency, but a piece of history that millions of Americans carried in their pockets. Unlike regular quarters, the bicentennial quarter features a dual date, 1776 to 1976, which commemorates the founding of the nation. On the obverse, it still carries the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, but the reverse is where things get special. The reverse design, created by artist Jack L.R., features a colonial-style drummer boy standing to the left with a victory torch encircled by 13 stars in the background, representing the original colonies. This design was chosen through a national competition held in 1973, making it a true representation of national pride and public involvement. The coin was minted in massive quantities at all 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia quarters bear no mint mark. Denver quarters show a D, and San Francisco produced both clad-proof and silver collector versions, marked with an S. While the coins minted for circulation were made of copper-nickel clad, San Francisco also issued a special version in 40% silver, available only in collector sets. These silver quarters were never released into circulation and are now highly sought after by collectors for their metal content and proof quality. Despite being common in circulated condition, certain bicentennial quarters can carry significant value. The standard copper-nickel clad quarters, unless in uncirculated or mint condition, are generally worth their face value. However, uncirculated or high-grade mint state (MS) examples, especially those graded MS 67 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch between $100 to over $400. Quarters struck in 40% silver, particularly those from the San Francisco Mint in pristine condition, can be worth $10 to $50 or more, depending on whether they are part of a proof set or special mint set. A deep cameo, DCAM silver-proof quarter with a sharp contrast between the frosted design and the mirror-like background can easily reach values between $100 and $250. One of the most valuable types of bicentennial quarters includes those with rare mint errors. These include double-die obverse errors, where parts of the lettering like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" appear slightly doubled. Such errors, if authenticated, can sell for $300 to over $500 depending on their condition and rarity. Even more rare are bicentennial quarters struck on the wrong planchet or those that are off-center or missing part of the clad layer. In verified auctions, some of these rare errors have sold for thousands of dollars, with high-end examples fetching between $1,000 and $6,000. For collectors, identifying a valuable bicentennial quarter involves checking for key features: high-grade condition with little to no wear, unusual visual doubling, mint errors, or silver content. The easiest way to tell if a coin is silver is by its edge. Silver quarters have a more solid silver look and lack the copper stripe commonly found in clad coins. For those serious about assessing value, sending coins for professional grading can significantly enhance their market price and authenticity. Next up, the 2019 Lowell Quarter is part of the United States Mint's America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that ran from 2010 to 2021, highlighting national parks and historic sites across all U.S. states and territories. The Lowell Quarter was the very first coin released in 2019 and the 46th coin in the entire series. It honors the Lowell National Historical Park in Massachusetts, a site that preserves and celebrates the legacy of America's Industrial Revolution. Located in the city of Lowell, this park showcases the story of early textile mills, immigrant labor, and technological innovation that transformed the U.S. economy during the 19th century. The design on the reverse of the quarter, created by artist Joel Iskowitz and sculpted by Phoebe Hemphill, depicts a young woman working at a power loom, with the iconic Boot Cotton Mills clock tower visible through the window. This image pays tribute to the thousands of women who worked in the mills, known as Lowell Mill Girls, who played a key role in American labor history. The obverse, as with all quarters in the America the Beautiful series, features the classic portrait of George Washington, originally created by John Flanagan in 1932. The Lowell Quarter was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia carry a P mint mark, Denver coins have a D, and San Francisco coins have an S. The standard circulation strikes from Philadelphia and Denver are copper nickel-clad and were released into general circulation. The San Francisco Mint issued special collector versions, including clad proofs, silver proofs, and uncirculated specimens. There's also a West Point W mint mark version, which was released directly into circulation to spark interest in coin collecting, making it one of the rarest and most exciting finds of the 2019 quarter series. Only 2 million W mint Lowell quarters were produced, making them significantly scarcer than their P and D counterparts. Next up, the Utah State Quarter, released in 2007, is the 45th coin in the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program, a series that began in 1999 and ended in 2008. Each state in the series received a unique reverse design that represents its history, heritage, and culture. Utah's quarter was the final one issued in 2007 and the penultimate coin in the entire series. The design chosen for the Utah quarter highlights one of the most important engineering accomplishments in the American West: the completion of the first transcontinental railroad. The reverse of the coin features 2 locomotives meeting at Promontory Summit, where the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads were joined in 1869. Between the locomotives is the iconic golden spike, symbolizing the exact spot where the railroads connected, completing a rail link between the east and west coasts of the United States. The caption reads, "Crossroads of the West," emphasizing Utah's critical role in uniting the nation. The designer of the reverse image was Joseph Mena, a talented engraver with the U.S. Mint, who has worked on numerous coin designs. The obverse features the standard portrait of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan, used on all quarters in the 50 State Quarters series. These coins were struck in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins from Philadelphia carry a P mint mark. Those from Denver have a D, and San Francisco issued proof coins bear an S. Circulating versions from the Philadelphia and Denver mints were made of copper nickel-clad and distributed widely across the country. The San Francisco Mint produced special collector versions in both clad and 90% silver, available only through proof and silver proof sets. In terms of mintage, the Utah quarter had high production numbers. Over 500 million coins were struck for circulation, about 255 million at the Philadelphia Mint, and around 243 million at the Denver Mint. Because of this large supply, most circulated Utah quarters are still worth only face value. However, uncirculated coins in high grades, especially MS-67 and MS-68, can carry added value. A Utah quarter graded MS-67 by PCGS or NGC may bring in $10 to $25, while an MS-68 example, though very rare, could be valued between $75 and $150 or more, depending on market demand and population reports. Proof versions, particularly the silver proofs from San Francisco, have additional collector value due to their limited availability and high-quality finish. A standard clad proof might be worth around $2 to $5, while a silver proof version, especially in perfect PR 70 deep cameo grade, can sell for $15 to $30 or higher. There are also a few known errors and varieties associated with the Utah 2007 quarter. Some collectors have reported minor die breaks, die chips, or misaligned strikes, though none are especially famous or widespread. Still, any certified mint error can increase a coin's value significantly, sometimes into the hundreds of dollars, if the error is dramatic and the coin is in good condition. Next up, the 2021 George Washington. Crossing the Delaware Quarter holds a unique place in modern U.S. coinage history. Unlike the previous State Quarters and America, the Beautiful series, this coin marks a return to a classic theme while serving as a transitional design. After the completion of the America the Beautiful Quarters in early 2021, the U.S. Mint issued a one-year-only quarter design to honor one of the most iconic moments in American history: General George Washington leading his troops across the Delaware River during the American Revolutionary War. This bold and patriotic scene took place on the night of December 25, 1776, as Washington led Continental Army troops in a surprise attack against Hessian forces in Trenton, New Jersey. The reverse design of the 2021 quarter captures the moment with powerful imagery. Designed by artist Benjamin Sowards and sculpted by Michael Godioso, the coin features Washington standing in the boat, sword in hand, as he leads his men across the icy river. The image is dynamic and filled with motion, symbolizing leadership, courage, and the struggle for American independence. The words "Crossing the Delaware" appear to the right, and below the scene is the inscription "E pluribus unum." The obverse of this coin also differs slightly from the previous 1999 to 2021 quarters. Although it still features George Washington, the 2021 design returns to the original John Flanagan portrait used from 1932 to 1998. It replaces the more modern version by William Cousins that was used throughout the 50 state quarters and America the Beautiful series. This subtle change was made to reset the quarter's look ahead of the American Women Quarters program, which began in 2022. The 2021 Crossing the Delaware Quarter was struck at all three main U.S. mints: Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The Philadelphia and Denver versions were intended for general circulation, while San Francisco struck collector-only versions, including both clad and 99.9% silver proofs. In total, hundreds of millions of these coins were produced, making them relatively common in circulation. But their one-year-only design adds special interest for collectors.